Hey everyone, I'm Monica McKenzie, joined by Rhett McGibbon to talk about the D1 men's hockey team and their upcoming ESCHL playoffs this weekend. So the team narrowly beat Rhode Island this past weekend. How was that sort of a learning experience for the team to help them grow as they head into this tournament?
You know what I learned? I learned Rhode Island's actually a pretty good hockey team. And I think a lot of people saw that they weren't ranked and they came in thinking, oh, Liberty's just going to pound these guys like they did last week against Rutgers. But the truth of the matter is, Rhode Island plays a heavy brand of hockey. They skate pretty well. They've got a really good defenseman back there, number 11, Centauro, and they got a quality goaltender. So that's a team, and they're young.
Yeah.
That's a team that in a couple of years, like, watch out. Rhode Island's going to be not a speck on the map. They're going to be an ACHA, contender.
Yeah.
And so I think, though, the Flames, that was a great game for them in the sense that that wasn't, I don't know if it had the intensity the whole way through of like playoff hockey, but it had elements to it. The physical nature of it, the lack of space in the neutral zone. So if these guys can be aware of that and know that that's coming in larger doses here at the ESCHL playoffs and at nationals potentially, I think that's a great weekend for them to learn and mature.
Yeah, absolutely. As you just said, maturing. The team's been growing throughout the season. One of those players is Quinn Ryan, who's been scoring points in almost every single game recently.
Yeah.
So overall, do you think the team is sort of peaking at the right time?
Yeah, I do. And I talk about, this group saying, this is a great core. You need some offensive frosting, as I call it. You got the cake built, but you need some frosting on that cake. Well, Quinn Ryan and Brock Thompson here lately have been frosting. And, I don't want to take anything away from them. They have just been great. Ryan is just, it's gone to another level here lately. That you can have fun with that goal that, we saw that made, ESPN SportsCenter top 10s being on TSN 1v1 here for like the last week. It's getting a lot of fanfare, and that's great. But what impresses me more than that glimpse of skill is just a couple of the goals he had against Rhode Island, like that one breakaway goal in game one, the only goal. That was just a silky move, and I know the defenseman blew a tire, so great job. He was the difference maker. He was the game breaker in that game. And then in the next game, he was that as well. A beautiful pass to Zane Sharts on the back door, you just thread the needle, and then he scored another one off a rebound in front. So he can score on more than just the finesse goals. He can bury, in tight situations. And then he had that other beauty. He walks around the defender, tucks it 5-hole in this goaltender that was seeing beach balls that night. Like, he has gone from being, a prospect, you could say, as a rookie, to like, this guy is a top line centerman in the ACHA. He's a guy you can build around.
This weekend in the conference tournament, they're going to be facing some rivals. But much like the D2 conference tournament, you said it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have bearings on nationals. But how can they use this to keep building momentum and keep moving forward?
All right, I'm going to confuse you. This matters. And I'll tell you why, because I know I sound like I'm contradicting myself. For the Division II team, when they went in, they knew they were the top dog. They'd been there before. I don't really believe they were going to gain anything from it. Division I's a different story. They are right in the middle of the pack. They haven't played playoff hockey in this sense in a couple years now. They didn't make it to nationals last year. They were independent. They have not been in this situation before. So there's lots to learn. I think you're playing against some really good teams, Stony Brook, potentially Delaware. I think you start off against Westchester, and you're going to play either, one of those groupings next. You're just learning and getting a taste of what national hockey is going to be like. And I think that's huge for them. So I think this conference tournament is actually going to be a very big stepping stone for this group. And if I'm Kirk, I'm thrilled. If I'm the coaching staff, I'm thrilled that, hey, does it matter in the rankings? No. Would it be nice to win an ESCHL title? It'd be lovely. But at the same time, the biggest thing you can gain from this is just the experience of how to play in this situation. I know these guys are like, we've done this before. We've done this before when we played 15, 16-year-old. But the truth of the matter is you haven't done it with this group in its entirety. And I think this experience for them is, you can't put a price tag on it.
Yeah, and this is Liberty Hockey's first time playing in a conference tournament since they joined that conference this season. So give me your predictions for the tournament.
Yeah, that's a real tough one. I think about it, it's just hard. Like, you could see Rutgers go in there. They've played some teams really close. And, if Marcillo gets on his A game, they could be a team that could be dangerous. Even Rhode Island, like that goaltender, he was playing really well. And like, if he gets on fire and they get a little bit more scoring, they're great. But same thing with Liberty. Like, Halpany and Pinnell have been fantastic lately. And then Delaware and Stony Brook are always solid. We talked about this the other night at the end of the show. I don't think Liberty wins the whole thing. And it's not because I don't believe they're not talented enough to and they don't have the personnel to. I just think, like I said, it's your first year there as a group. This is going to be a learning experience, and you're going to learn from that. But with, I think, a loss that'll come in the second or third round, I think that's going to help them at Nationals. And I tell you, Liberty's a sleeper team at Nationals. The way they've been playing lately, teams will remember them from first semester, and they're totally different group now, and a group that can make some noise.
Yeah, like I said, peaking at the right time.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for your insight, Rhett.
Yeah, no worries.